Hey guys, it's Scott here from Horse Racing Daily, and today I'm going to bring you a video on if I think Tacitus could win the Kentucky Derby. And I'm going to start off by playing his, Tampa Derby and his Wood Memorial, and give you my analysis. And first, we'll start, with the Tampa Derby. Tacitus is the number 10 horse, and you see, kind of breaks towards the, outside, and you got Zenden, the number 11 horse, just takes off flying up front. Brings well-defined with him, who is a Sam F. Davis winner, and these two are just flying up front right now. They actually run the fastest half mile on the whole race card that day for dirt races, so they were going at it up front. And you got Tacitus sitting right there, and now he's starting to make his way over to the rail a little bit, and you'll see 22.79. The half will be in like 45.85, I believe. And they're just going at it. You got the Pletcher horse right here, the number 6. I can't remember the name of him off the top of my head. And actually, I thought he was in a good spot to win the race. He looked like to me he was kind of getting the dream trip just off the pace. But here comes Tacitus now. You got win right here. To his outside, and he's coming 5, 6 wide, and here's Tacitus over here just coming right up the rail. And they ran, it was near about track record time. It was like 141.9 for the time for the mile and 16th. And but I'm not buying that it was a it was a fast race because the pace fell apart. But if you come over to track this that day, of course Tacitus 141.9. Win 142.30, and he came back to finish second in the Bluegrass in a race I actually thought he had a chance to win if he didn't get steady really bad, close to the top of the stretch. But we'll come over here to Flame Away. Ran his race, 141.89. And he had a lot slower fractions to run into that day, 23.6, 47.09, near about a second and a half slower at the half mile. And, if you pull up Flame Away, he has not really done that good, against the, going out to the Oakland Park and all that. And horses like Omaha Beach and Probable and all of them have been constantly outrunning horses like Flame Away, Lone Sailors, 4-year-old older horses. So I thought Tacitus, needed to take a, step up. And, we'll come to the Wood Memorial. And, once again, he gets a race, with a real solid pace. They run the half in like 46, I believe. They take off, and you have the 11 horse, Joeva is, 51 to 1 shot. Don't really have a chance in the race. And I think Not That Brady's going to go with him. And, they just take off. And if you look at, go to tracks, I'll show you in just a moment, that they actually ran, the top, one of the top half mile times of the whole day. And there was a few sprint races on that card. You had World of Trouble, second in the Breeders' Cup, the turf sprint last year. Very good dirt horse, though. And you had Mind Control, who actually ran a 145 and change, but he's a very good 3-year-old sprint horse. But most every sprint race on the card, the half went in 46, and they done it going a mile and 8, so they're flying up front. And you got Tacitus, he did take a bump in the beginning, and I'll go back to that too in just a moment. And you got Tax right here, and they're just kind of setting the dream trip, just off the earliest speed, that's getting ready to come back, and they're in their runs now. And Tacitus is going to have to go about 4 wide, I think, on the turn. But by this time, not that Brady's done, Joeva's done, and here come the closers now. Now it's Tax and Tacitus battling out up front, and you got High Call, who I'll cover another video. He's coming way back here, but I don't give him much of a chance. But Tacitus, it wasn't a flashy performance, but he battles it out. And we'll go back to the bump, and Tacitus is on the inside, of course, the gray, and you'll see in just a moment he's going to take a good bump at the beginning. Right about there, he takes a bump, but in my opinion, they didn't really throw him off that much. He may have missed about a length off of that. It costed him, maybe slowed him down just a touch. But these two horses, not that Brady and Joeva, flying up front more than make up for that. And of course, we'll go to Tracus, and you see Tacitus, ran in 151 and a half. Go to Not That Brady, 46.81. You go to the sprint race, World of Trouble, just the race before. Honor Rep ran 46.63. So they were flying up front. You had another mile in the 8th race where the half was ran, 50.09. That was, a really slow race. This mile in the 8th with older females ran it in, 47.32. So, as you can tell, they were really flying up front. Here's, Mind Control much better, 45.04. So they was really flying. But I think Tacitus needs some, pace in front of him, which he's going to get. But, in the Kentucky Derby, especially since the point system got started, closers don't really hit the first place spot. They tend to get, second, third, or fourth. And, you think some long shot closers like, looking at Lee. Exaggerator got second. He wasn't really a long shot, but, he was a good, solid closer. And Commanding Curve. And, closers just got to encounter, a lot more traffic. It's a 20-horse field, and you see Tacitus, he, kind of got good trips, in both of the races. And he's going to go off probably under 10 to 1, maybe 50, anywhere from 7, 8 to 1 to he might go upwards, of 13, 14 if, in a perfect world. But I think you got better alternative, closers you can bet for the win spot, but I'll definitely be using Tacitus and, some Exactus. And, that's my opinion of it. Thanks, guys.